sure to subscribe and of course ring that bell, turn those notifications on so you don't miss my next video. Hey critter crew, it's Krystin and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. So for today's video, I am actually going to be showing you how to create your very own rat cages here in Adopt Me. So this is going to be a super duper easy, very cheap tutorial on how to create a little home for our new rats. And of course, make sure to let me know in the comments if there are any other pieces of furniture that you guys would like to see me attempt to do here on my channel. So you can see we can actually put in our rat and he is sleeping in his cage. But with all of that said, you guys, we are gonna go ahead and begin the tutorial. Okay, so first thing that I do want to mention, you guys, this is not going to be sped up super quickly because I do like going over all of the details for you guys so that you know exactly how to create these tutorials in your home. So the first thing that we are going to be doing is pulling out a bunch of the barriers. And you guys did see that I actually set aside some of the glass ones that we are going to be pulling in at the end of the tutorial to make this cage look as realistic as we can. So you definitely can make your cages as big or as small as you want, but I definitely felt like using just one barrier was a little bit too small. So I ended up making mine 1.5 wide. So we're just kind of making the main shape of the cage, but we are going to be going back in later and switching out a bunch of those for the glass ones once we actually decorate. So they're just kind of to put there so you can build on top of them. All of the different things that we are going to need. So the first thing that we are going to need to pull out is a bunch of the bricks as well. And what we're going to do is pull out 2 more of the barriers. So this is actually not that expensive either, you guys, because the main item is barriers and bricks. Now I do want to mention right off, bricks can actually be found over in the tropical section just because that is one of the most asked questions on my tutorials is where can you find the bricks? You guys can actually locate them over in tropical or you can type them in at any time in the new search bar. Or it's not really new. But what I ended up doing was we are going to be building 2 separate platforms from the bottom, just because when you do look at different rat cages, they have like the different platforms that your rats can kind of like go up and down on and hang out. So I ended up making the bottom one 3 bricks wide and just kind of take it from the back of the cage all the way up to the front. And on top, we actually make that one a little bit bigger. That one is 4 bricks wide. So I end up, you guys can see that I do originally go for 3, but we needed a little bit more space. Now, one thing I really want to do is more of these like hacks for the like rats. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am still so mortified that we have rats in game. Not gonna lie, if you guys do any of these tutorials for these cages, make sure to tag me on Twitter or Instagram. I would absolutely love to see how yours ended up turning out. So next what we're gonna do is actually make the little path walkway to help your rats get from like section to section. You guys can see these. If you just Google rat cages, you can see they basically all look the same. So what I ended up doing was pulling out one of these wall shelves, again, super cheap. And what you do is just pull out the barrier to where you want to have your pathway and just kind of angle it so it's like a little bit of a path. And originally, you guys, I was going to use brown, but it was just kind of hard to really clip it in to make it look like flawless. So I ended up just making this the same blue color. Now you guys can definitely make your cages any color that you want. If you want to make them yellow, orange, pink, or purple, you definitely do not need to do blue. I just thought this one looked really refreshing and super bright. And okay, so we have the second and the third platform connected. Now, what we're definitely going to need to do is add in some furniture for our pets. Now, we are still pretty limited to cat and dog furniture, but rats usually do have these little log-like homes or like little caves that are in their little habitat. So I ended up just using the dog house, but I made that one like a lighter shade of brown, so it does look like maybe it's made of some type of wood. Then we are definitely going to need to have a way for your rats to go from like the main level up to the next couple of platforms, you're going to need to add in one more of these shelves. Now you can make your cages super tall, like if you wanted to make this like ginormous. There is definitely no rules when it comes to that. So we have the food and water on the very top level, super easy to do. One thing that I really wish we had, you guys, was like the wall water, where your your rats like drank from the side, the little water container, but this will do. And then we have like another water on the bottom. So when it comes for like rodents and stuff, I always picture them eating like cheese. And I was trying to figure out how could I add cheese into this cage. So what we're gonna do is go over to decoration, and we're gonna pull out that little triangle banner. And we're gonna actually turn this yellow, you guys. Does that not look like a zesty Dorito to anybody else? As soon as I turned it that color, I was like, wait a minute, this actually looks like a Dorito chip. But yeah, so we have these little slices of cheese. I put one up, or I put them down on the bottom, so it just kind of looks like maybe they have been like munching on some cheese. Now what we're gonna do on the top barriers that we place, we are gonna make those the same blue color as the cage, because that is going to be the cover. And then we're gonna pull away all of the other barriers. So just kind of set them aside. And then this is where it starts looking more realistic, you guys. We are gonna be pulling up the glass barriers. So most of the cages are usually like either wire or that like plastic clear glassy material. So that is kind of what we are trying to duplicate. So we're just putting 1.5 on the back, like merging two together, one on each side, and then we're gonna need to place them on the front as well. So because we do have two of them pushed together, it does kind of look like maybe that is the opening, or like where you can just like slide your cage back and forth. So now that we have the glass, you guys can see that it is coming together, looking a little bit more of like a realistic cage. You guys can definitely place these anywhere in your homes. Now, one thing that I did find was just having the barrier on the top for the cover. It was way too flat and way too boxy, and I wanted it to definitely look like as realistic as we could. So once again, you guys don't need to do this if you are looking to save money, but I ended up just using the bricks to kind of taper in that cover to look like a little bit more like an actual cover. And once again, you guys can do this any color that you want. And I do end up keeping like a little bit of space on the inside that you guys can see the little opening, just because I wanted it to look like maybe that air hole gap, or even like a place you can like put your hand in if you wanted to like take your mouse out, or your rat, sorry. Yeah, so as you guys can see, we have 3 levels. You can make this super, super big if you wanted to like turn your whole entire home into a home for a rat, or if you wanted to make this like 3 times as big and you wanted to be able to have like your rats be able to like crawl up and down like multiple levels. You guys can definitely have a lot of fun playing around with these cages. And we're just kind of finishing off placing the remaining bricks on the cage cover. All right, Critter Crew, well, that is everything for today's super duper easy tutorial. I really hope that you guys did enjoy. As you guys can see, it was very cheap, very easy. And of course, make sure to let me know any other tutorials or hacks that you guys would like to see me attempt to do over here on my channel. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. And hopefully, I'm gonna get to see the Critter Crew next time. Bye, guys.
I can feel my body cold against the concrete, but I can't seem to get enough. My mind is fixed on what it wants. I just let you beat me. Looks can be deceiving. Let you get the best of me in bed with my worst enemy. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me home. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger